Okay guys, so we are back playing some FIFA 18 today. Of course, last time we did mention that our first game of our League 2 career is going to be at home to Barnet. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. You can see the team on the screen. They're all in form, or at least our front attacking three players, and of course our centre mid Osborne, who scored the winning goal for us in our final simmed game of last episode, is in form. Everyone else is good, but they're not on form, so hopefully we can get all of those arrows going upwards. But like I say guys, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get straight into our first game against Barnet.
Martin Tyler here with Alan Smith. Hello to you all and welcome to today's game.
Great to be back, isn't it? Missed the whole football season. Look at this full house and two teams maybe that won't give the supporters too much to shout about this season in terms of going for silverware. I don't think the fans are going to be worried about dropping down a division, but it might just be run-of-the-mill, an average mid-table finish perhaps for both of these sides.
The stories in the papers this week have been about possibly him announcing his retirement. Alan, what do you make of that?
Well, it's his decision. I mean, you are a long time retired and you don't want to make a premature judgment, but he hasn't been in the best of form recently.
Line up for the home side. It's a real group mentality in this lineup about pressing the opposition into making mistakes and cashing in on it straight away.
Well, it takes a lot of energy, a lot of motivation. It's easy to drop off, and when you do drop off that really aggressive closing down, that's when it can fall down.
Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Check on the officials for you. Referee Ollie Yates.
Alright, so here we go. Barnet are going to get stuff underway here in our first EFL 2 League home game. Hopefully we'll be able to get off to a flying start in the league. We managed to win the ball back fairly early on. We're looking for that run. You see that? He's found the space. He's going for the first time shot. Oh, keeper, easy save for him. Diving to his right hand side. Oh my god, how have you let him get past you like that? You can't let him do that. Good closing down. Well done, Collins. No, switch off. Oh, good defending that was. You see that run? You see that run? Here we go. He's in there. Far post. Oh, he sneaked in at the near post and he's got a cheeky little header on it. Fantastic. What a goal from us. Our first goal in League 2. Absolutely amazing. I was trying to get that to the far post. It ended up going near post, and one of our strikers, I think that is Doige on the ground there, managed to get his head to it and just nip in ahead of the Barnet keeper at his near post. Fantastic goal there. Randall on the left hand side. It does look, no, it's James. James comes in at the near post, just gets ahead of his defender. Fantastic goal there to start things up in our first League 2 home game. He's taking it forward now with Marsh Brown. He's looking for someone. He's finding someone on his left hand side. It's Randall again up forward. He's looking for another person in the box. Far post now. Oh, and it's another headed goal in our first ever home game in League 2. A second headed goal. I believe that is now both of our strikers scoring. Doige at the far post. I don't know what the Barnet defenders were doing, but they left him unmarked. Randall again with a fantastic cross, his second assist of the day, and Doige was there at the back post to just nod that one past the keeper. We can watch the replay again. Randall, fantastic cross. Look, he's just left unmarked. The man at the near post playing him onside. A fantastic leap there, and the goalkeeper again beating at his near post. So, you know, it's fantastic from us. 2-0 up after about 35 minutes. Come on, Forest Green. Doige is through. He's looking for the sweat. There we go. Brown scores 3-0. Semi-pro maybe I'm doubting myself a bit. Maybe I can up the difficulty to professional. We'll see how the rest of this episode goes. I think we're going to play about 5 or 6 games, or at least we're going to get through 5 or 6 games. And if they're as easy as this game is against Barnet, then we might have to up the difficulty. But that's fantastic. A sweaty goal, I have to admit, but it's a goal nonetheless, and we're 3-0 up just before half time. Oh, I tried to chip. I tried to do the cheeky chip. Unfortunately, it didn't come off. However, being 4-0 up before half time would have been fantastic. This is making me feel like upping the difficulty even more. The amount of chances we're getting, however, I feel like as soon as I up the difficulty, it's going to become a lot harder. So we'll see how it goes. You see that open space? You see that open space? Laird going for the shot. Oh my word! What a goal! For sure, we are going to be having to up the difficulty later in this episode. Probably straight after this game. We're probably going to bump it up to professional because that's just too easy. I don't know if they've done something to the long shots, but our left back should not be scoring from there. Look at it. Fantastic shot outside of the boot, curling back in. The goalkeeper has absolutely no chance. It's definitely too easy. I swear it's definitely too easy. This is making me second guess my FIFA playing abilities, because I always thought that I was just an average FIFA player. I know this is only against a computer, so the computer's never really going to be that great, but we are of course definitely going to be upping the difficulty now to professional after this game, because 5-0 up in the first game, scoring for fun, quite frankly. I shouldn't be doing this. This should not be going into the video, but I'm going to keep it in there just because we've had some cracking goals. Oh! Coulda and should have been 6. Still only 5-0, however. Like I say, guys, we are going to be, of course, changing from semi-pro to professional after this game because of just how easy this game has proven to be so far for us. I can't promise you I'm going to be the best player in the world, as I've mentioned several times before, but you can only try and do your best. Oh, and what a goal that is. Into extra time, 6-0. For sure now we are going to be upping the difficulty. There's absolutely no doubt about it. We've scored 6 in our first home game against Barnet. Alright then guys, so that's the end of our first game in League 2. As you can see, 6-0. Absolutely fantastic. Barnet had 0 shots on target throughout the entirety of that game. We had 11 shots and we had 10 of them on target, and of course we scored 6 of them. So obviously we are going to be upping the difficulty. You can see the results from League 2 there as well. So by far and away we got the best result, with Chesterfield coming in second place, 4-0, they won. So we are going to be second in the EFL League 2. But like I said guys, we are going to go ahead and get straight to the settings in our FIFA career mode, and we are going to go and up the difficulty. I'm going to record this live so you guys know that we're playing on professional. There we go. We've got it locked in at professional now on 4-minute halves, so it's going to be making it a bit more challenging, and hopefully we'll be able to, you know, press forward and perform just as well on professional difficulty. Alright, so our next game that we're going to be simming is in the Carabao Cup, so it's not really a game that we need to win. It's not really a competition that we need to focus on. We're putting in a bit of a weakened side. We've made a couple of changes. We're going to be playing away against Fulham, so I don't really expect anything from this game, but we're going to get into it and hopefully we'll be able to maybe get a point, maybe come away with it, even with a win. I know it's the Carabao Cup, so what am I talking about with coming away with a point? It's a knockout stage, so hopefully it will be a fantastic game if we could beat Fulham at Craven Cottage. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and sim this game. Oh my word, it is of course Gervinho scoring 4 goals at home for Fulham against us to knock us out of the Carabao Cup. We did manage to equalise early on with a penalty via Noble, but like I said guys, it's not really a competition that we are planning on focusing. However, it would have been nice, you know, to get in more game time for our young players, but like I say, 4-1 away from home, I wasn't really expecting anything. So let's go ahead and get back to our games in the EFL League 2. So our next game in League 2 is an away game up against Mansfield Town. You can see on the table, of course, we've only played 1 game, but we are top of the table, top of League 2, so it's going to be interesting to see if we can carry on our good form. We are going to go ahead and sim our second game in League 2 away against Mansfield. We have, of course, changed the squad back up. All of our players, or most of our players rather, are on good form, obviously coming off of the back of that 4-1 defeat. Our goalkeeper Collins isn't doing too well, and neither is our defender Collins, but you know, the rest of the team is doing pretty decent, so we are going to go ahead and we are going to sim our second game against Mansfield Town. So there you have it, guys. Our club captain Liam Noble comes off the bench in the 60th minute to replace Isaiah Osborne, I believe his name is. And who scores the 61st minute goal? Of course it is Liam Noble. Comes on, scores. However, Randall, who got 2 assists for us in the game that we did play, has come off with an injury. Hopefully that's not too bad, but it's our first away win in League 2, and it's an away win against Mansfield Town, who are going to be up there come the end of the season. So it's a fantastic away win, and we've got 6 points from our first 2 games, so that's absolutely brilliant. But now we're going to go ahead and check out what's going on with Randall and his injury. Okay, so Will Randall, it's bad news. He has suffered a head cut and will be out for about 1 day, so that's not as bad as it could have been. Obviously, he's a key player for us in our side, so it's good that he hasn't got more of an injury. We are now going to go ahead and look to try and maybe improve our squad as well by going and looking at some of the potential transfers that we could make. So it looks as if we stumbled upon a bit of a disaster. Of course, Marcos Caicedo, one of the players that I mentioned in the previous episode as a free agent, has been snapped up by a team. FC Metz have picked him up. He looks to be a value of $900,000 and a wage of $4,700, so it looks as if we could have been able to pick him up fairly simply for our side. However, FC Metz have got in there before we have done, and we are now going to be, of course, having to look for a different replacement for our currently lackluster left-hand side of our midfield. It's a bit disappointing, but there you go, you know, lesson learned. Obviously in management, if you have a transfer target and you wait too long to try and sign them up, someone is going to come along and eventually take them before you can. So that's a lesson learned. Once we find a player that we're interested in, next time we know, we are going to obviously go ahead and try and sign them up before anyone else can snap them up. So our third game in League 2, we are again at home against Yeovil. Yeovil, I'm not too sure how they're doing in the table. As you can see, we are of course top of the league. 2 wins from the 2 games that we have played. There's only 3 other teams who can say the same thing. We are all joined on 6 points. Our goal difference is obviously 7. That first game, 6-0. Not really counting that, but we have a look down the table. Yeovil Town, our next opponents, are in 22nd. I know it's only 2 games into the season, but we are going to go ahead and sim this game, and hopefully we'll be able to come away with another win and get our season off to a fantastic start. 3 wins from 3 games would be brilliant. Even if we come away from this game with a draw, it would be fantastic. I'm hoping that we can come away with a win. That would be brilliant. But like I say, guys, we're gonna go ahead and sim our third game in League 2. Okay, so I said that I wanted to win this game, and we have done. It's 3-2 to us at home against Yeovil Town. Fantastic, fantastic game. Brown scoring for us first up before Dixon came back and equalised for them, and then Deutsch managed to pull ahead 2-1 before their striker Khan came and equalised yet again, and then our left back Laird, who scored that fantastic screamer of a goal with his left foot in our first game of today's episode, managed to score in the 64th minute, and we come away with a 3-2 win at home against Yeovil. So 3 wins and all 9 points have come home to Forest Green. Now this is one thing that I have been neglecting. I mentioned that we were going to be focusing on our youth scouting system, and I haven't as yet actually signed a youth scout up, so we are going to go ahead and have a look at what kind of scouts we can sign up with the money that we've got. We've got $2.1 million. We're looking to try and maybe see, I wish that there was maybe a 2-3 or a 2-2 scout, because quite honestly this 1-1 scout is not really good enough for what I'm looking for, and this 3-3 scout is probably a bit too expensive. However, we are going to go ahead and we're going to sign up Alexander Karlsson from Sweden to our youth scouting system, and hopefully we are going to be able to send him out, and he's going to be able to find us some good young talent. We are of course going to go to the only place where you should be really sending your scouts. It is of course Brazil. We're only going to send him there for 3 months, and we're going to let him find any player that he likes. We're going to send him there for 3 months. $96,000 it's going to cost us, but hopefully we'll be able to find maybe the next Neymar, maybe the next Ronaldo, who knows. We're going to go ahead and click OK to set up a scouting network in Brazil. Okay guys, so our 4th game in League 2 is of course against Colchester away from home, and you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We are now the only team to have won 3 of our first 3 games. We are up there on 9 points. Colchester, I'm not too sure how well they are doing, but like I said, guys, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All of our team, well, most of our team, apart from Collins, are all on upwards arrow form. So we know that that can only mean one thing, and that is, of course, that we are going to go ahead and sim this, our 4th game in League 2. That's absolutely unlucky for us. 32nd minute penalty from Dickinson for Colchester United have sent them 1-0 up, and we were unable to equalise or even get the win in the remaining hour of the game. So unfortunately for us, that is of course our first defeat of our League 2 season. However, it was away from home, you know, it was against a more established side in League 2, so defeats are going to happen. I'm not expecting to be an Arsenal invincible and go the whole season without a defeat in our first season in League 2. But, you know, to come away with 9 points from 4 games so far is absolutely fantastic. We're coming up to the end of August as well. We may be looking to try and sign a few more players, but we are going to go ahead and see who we're playing next in League 2. And there we go, the window has shut at the end of August. Transfer deadline day has ended. The total amount spent today across all leagues, $523,355,000. $500 million has been spent today across all leagues. Absolutely phenomenal. It's crazy money. We're going to go ahead now and sim forward a couple of days, and of course we are going up against Wycombe Wanderers. Now we have dropped down a place in the league. Luton Town up into 1st place, 10 points. They've played 4 games. They've obviously won 3 and drawn 1. We've won 3 and lost 1 along with Port Vale. So we are going to go ahead and sim our next game against Wycombe Wanderers, and let's see that hopefully maybe we'll be able to come away with at least a point away from home, but if not, all 3 points would do us just brilliantly. And that's not what I expected from our second away game in League 2. A 3-1 away defeat against Wycombe Wanderers. Obviously, it's not going to be easy for us coming up into League 2. It never is going to be easy. We managed to get an equaliser through Doige after Kashket for them scored their opening goal, and Saunders missed a penalty for Wycombe. So up until about the 30th minute, we were still very much in the game. Tyson, however, came and scored in the 40th minute, and Jacobson sealed our fate in the 87th minute before the final whistle was blown. So unfortunately for us, we come away with a loss. But you know, 5 games, 3 wins, 2 losses isn't bad. I mean, both of our losses have come away from home, so very much what we would be expecting in League 2. If we can keep up our home form, that would be fantastic. But you know, we have upped the difficulty on the professional. I'm not really sure if the difficulty plays a part in terms of the sim games. Don't think it does, but yeah, it's not going to be easy for us. We're going to go ahead and sim forward now to our next game in League 2. Okay guys, so that's it for today's episode of FIFA 18 episode 2. We have just simmed through a couple of games. Obviously we played our first game of the season against Barnet, and we have since upped the difficulty from semi-pro to professional. Our next game is going to be a home game against Exeter. If we just take a quick look at how the League 2 table is looking after 5 games, you can see that we are sat in 7th position, which for us isn't too bad. You know, we've scored 11 goals and we've conceded 6, so we have a goal difference of 5, 9 points. Still in that we're in the playoff position, which certainly isn't somewhere where I'd expect us to be come the end of the season. Obviously, it's only 5 games played so far. We've got 3 wins and 2 losses. It's looking good. We're going up against Exeter, who are sat in 9th place. I've just had a look. That's going to be a close game to start the next episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, be sure to smash a like, leave a thumbs up. If you're new around here as well and you want to see more of these FIFA videos, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. But for now guys, I will see you in the next episode.